Hi Grace, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine too. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interview you, Grace.
Oh, you're welcome.
And friends, here is Grace, who is a psychic, medium, spiritual healer, and teacher of all these modalities, friends. And she has a rich experience, more than 25 years. Grace is from UK. So let us know more about Grace from her own words. So, Grace, how did you get into this field of spiritual healing, mediumship, and all that? Could you please tell me about you, how your
Okay.
journey began?
So, when I was 11, my mum passed to spirit. And really, from that moment on, well, no, actually, before then, I used to see things and I just kind of ignored it. And then when I started to tell my mum that I could see it, you could see that she was quite frightened because her and her mum were psychic as well. And you know, in them days, it was quite, you could get shunned for it. So they tried to keep it quiet in me. But then when my mum passed when I was 11, I just saw more and more and felt more and more. And I kept it quiet because I didn't have anyone to talk to it about. And then when I was about 18, I joined, they call it a circle where you can develop. But I didn't even really know what it was. But I joined anyway. I just felt drawn to joining. And that's when I really started learning, from when I was about 18. Yeah, so, but because there was not, I mean, there's lots of books, I guess, now, but at the time there was nowhere to find any books, or there was no internet. That's how long ago it was. No Google. So I had to just rely on my spirit guide. And so he really taught me and spirit, and yeah, I just sort of bumbled along for quite a long time. Yeah.
That was my next question. Grace, could you please tell more about your spirit guide?
Okay. So probably maybe 25 years ago, or it could have even been before then. I was just doing a meditation with a few friends, and I just felt this different energy. And so I sort of asked what the name of the guide was and how I could recognise them. And well, to be fair, I didn't even know it was a guide at the time. And he told me his name, but it was a long name beginning with a Z. I couldn't even pronounce it. So we kind of decided on Ziggy.
Ziggy.
And so Ziggy said to me that he has never been in a body.
Okay.
So he's always been spirit. And from my very first incarnation, he's been there. Wow. with every life that I've ever had. And I don't think that that's just for me. He told me that we've all got a guide, and we've all got like a team of guides, if you like, but there's one person who does the talking. And for me, that's Ziggy. And so I believe that everybody's got a guide. Just some people get to meet them and some people don't. So that's quite a big part of my teaching people how to recognise their guide, how to meet their guide. Because it's Ziggy that brought me through my journey. So I know that their guide can do that for them.
Awesome. So whenever people say I'm alone, no one is there for me, there is no support, so they can, connect to their guide and get guidance.
Definitely, because obviously when my mum passed when I was 11, and it was a really traumatic passing, I felt like I had no one. But all the time, I obviously had my family that had already passed to spirit, and then I had Ziggy all that time. I just didn't know I did.
Wow.
So we've all got someone.
Kind of creates hope, Grace.
Say that again?
that kind of creates hope that we are not alone.
Oh, we're definitely not alone. Definitely not.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you. So this is the beauty of interacting with the experts, Grace. Like, you are sharing your experiences, what you have gone through, and it is lovely to know all these things. And okay, so when you say that you are into spiritual healings also, Grace, what kind of, like, what is this spiritual healing, and what kind of benefits one gets to with these kind of healing? What are the benefits, Grace? What is the spiritual healing?
Well, for me, a
Mhm.
spiritual healing is a guide from spirit will work through the channel, like me or you or anyone, and to just receive that healing energy. It's difficult to explain when you can't feel
Yes.
it, but when if you've ever received spiritual healing, you can feel it like a warmth coming through the person's hand. But I think that healing comes in many, many different forms. You don't have to be attuned to Reiki or attuned to this, or because if you kiss someone on the head, that's a form of healing. Talking to someone who's sad and making them feel better, making them laugh, making them a cup of tea, that's a form of healing, surely. Yeah. So it's not always, it's nice to receive spiritual healing, but you don't have to be a healer as such to heal someone. Your voice can heal someone. Someone
Yes.
in the supermarket queue, just a kind word is a healing, isn't it?
True, Grace. Thank you for reframing my perspective about what healing is, because healing means we always think there is a healer, there is a healing, and we close eyes and we do some Reiki or pranic healing or
Yeah.
anything. It's
And
a
that's
beautiful
amazing.
smile, a smile,
Exactly.
that.
Smile can heal. If you're having a really rubbish day and you're walking down the street and someone smiles at you, that can lift you, can't it?
So true, so true.
Mm.
Because I would even recall, like, when I was on the way to my office, a beautiful girl, 2 years old girl, gives me a lovely smile, and I feel my heart chakra open
Yes,
completely.
you can feel your heart feels full.
Yes.
And so if you receive Reiki healing or spiritual healing, if you find the right healer, it can be more intense. But basically it's the same energy.
You mean we all have these healing energies?
Oh, of course. Of course. A mama can heal her child, can't she, with a
Yes.
cuddle?
Yes.
She's got it, you've got it, I've got it, we've all got it. But when you have some training in it, you can make it stronger, because there's ways to make it stronger and to make it more intense and to let it flow into the body.
Yes.
So yeah.
So, friends, the beauty of Grace is she is not saying that she's different and we all others are different. She's telling that we all have these abilities. We all are healers. We all can, only thing is we may not be utilizing it, like teachers like Grace, like, right, Grace, teachers like you can help us to enhance these abilities.
Definitely.
Because I had a misconception that, okay, like, who calls themselves as a psychic or a medium or a healer, like they are gifted and others are not gifted. Yet each time I had this conversation, you said no, we are not indifferent to each other, we are all same with all the
We're all one. We're all the same. It's just you can. I believe we're all psychic and we're all mediums. You just have to get on the messages. It's just a different vibration to the one we're on when we're going shopping or we're driving the car or we're cooking the tea. Anyone. I believe anyone. We all have that natural ability. Why would be special others? That's rubbish. We're all special in our own way, and I believe we can all be a psychic medium and a healer.
So, Grace, could you do a psychic reading to me now?
Okay, yeah, we can we can try now. So you're when you talk to people and you connect to people, you're very calm. That's how your energy feels to me. But I don't know that inside it's always calm. It's like your energy on the inside is faster than what comes out. Does that make sense? It's like you push out this calmness, but I don't think that's always what's inside. You're a big thinker, but you're overthinking as well. There's a situation around you you're really overthinking. I just feel like you need to come quiet within yourself.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so there's a real, you're quite naturally psychic. You can be taught to be more psychic, but you are naturally psychic in your daily life. Okay. I'm not saying you're giving messages to people, but you certainly sense what's going on, and you have confirmation that your intuition's right. And I think you have that on a daily basis.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, correct.
You've been on we've all been on a journey, but your journey so far has been really quite up and down. I don't feel like you've had a smooth life.
Yes, there are ups and downs, yes.
But very highs and very lows sometimes. But just I would say within the past year, there's been a change. You're looking at life very differently than the way you've looked at it before.
Yes, Grace.
Okay, so there's something about you more now that you're more focused. You yes. Kind of know where you're going and what you want from life. True. And I think I wouldn't say you've been bumbling around all of your life, but there is definitely a more focused you now. True. And there's a project that you've just started, and it feels like it's not going anywhere, like it's going slowly, but it is gonna fly. Okay. Over the next 6 months, you just reach these little milestones which takes you more and more forward, and this feels a bit like your career, but it is also a very spiritual journey that you're a new chapter within a spiritual journey, let's say that. And this is moving forward all the time and growing as it moves forward. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, it does make sense.
Good. So can we move to a spiritual connection now? Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely, Grace.
Because I can feel spirit around you. Okay. And very often for me, a psychic reading will involve mediumship as well. It's very difficult to separate the two.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, because now we can really smile. Spirit are around you all the time. You can, I'm not saying that you can sense them and connect with them in quite the same way that I've built up to, but you certainly can sense spirit around you, can't you?
Yes.
The When you will receive your mediumship connection, if you like, is when you're meditating.
Yes.
It just feels like you are at the stage where you kind of need to be quite quiet to receive. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so wait there. There's two people that step forward in spirit to me straight away. One is a lady and one is a man. So do you know someone who passed when they were quite young, a man? Or even...
Yes, like 4 to 6 months ago, I lost one of my colleagues who is very young.
Okay, don't tell me no more. I like to tell you.
Yes, yes.
But I don't feel like he's been through before, not in this way, because he's not quite sure of the process, if you like. Mm-hmm. Whereas the lady, I feel like she's been through before. She's been very much around you. She feels to me like when she was on the earth, she would have looked after you.
Okay.
Because she's quite playful. Mm-hmm. You know, she would do this to your cheek or touch you on the head, or does that make sense?
Yes.
She feels
yes.
like, I don't feel like she's your mummy. I feel like she's your grandma. She's older.
Okay.
She feels she's telling me she was quite strict but lovable. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So she wouldn't have put up with rudeness or too much messing around, but she was lovable. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So there must be a birthday coming up. I don't know if it's her birthday or your birthday, but there's an anniversary coming up. She's showing me a cake.
Okay, okay.
So I don't know if that's your birthday or her birthday. There's two birthdays, she's saying to me. One birthday in an alive person, and one birthday from someone in spirit. But I don't know if it's her birthday. She's just telling me two birthdays. She says to me that you finally started listening to yourself. She says that you've been a good listener to other people, but not always to yourself. So you would do what you were told, but you didn't always do what you wanted to do. Does that make sense?
Yes.
She's just given you the biggest cuddle. Was there like a nickname that you had for her?
Or did sorry? Sorry, Grace, could you please come again?
She's telling me about a nickname. I'm not sure if it was a nickname you had for her or she had for you. She's not telling me what it is, though. Tell me, did she always give you a sweet or something? Because she's given me something to give to you, but she's telling me that she would have given it to you when she was alive.
I love sweets. I love sweets. And I'm not sure who it could be. You want me to guess who it could be in my life?
This feels like somebody, like a grandma who would have looked after you.
My maternal grandma This was very close to my heart. Yes, my
Because
mom's mother.
okay, so was there a nickname that you had for her or she had for you?
Like my pet name, everyone calls me as Baba, and I call her Nani. Nani.
Okay, then it's Baba because it was a nickname, not a traditional kind of name. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So would she have given you a sweet or a treat or something?
Yeah, she knows that I like sweets. Yes.
Okay, and she was very loving, but quite strict as well.
Strict. No, she always loved me, Grace. She always loved me.
Yeah, she was very, very loving and very
Yes, yes.
because she would do this to your cheek or touch your head or very in that way, but you knew the line, so you couldn't cross the line. Does that make sense? You couldn't, you wouldn't be rude to her anyway, but she could be quite strict if she had to be.
I have spent very little time with her, and whatever the time I have spent with her, it was very loving and caring, Grace.
So who's this? Then there must be somebody else because there's this sense of someone being quite strict.
Quite strict
Loving.
with me. Fortunately, no one, Grace. I was always,
Okay, so
I was pampered.
is your mummy still here?
Yes, my mother is alive.
Is she the strict one then?
No. And my father's mother also passed away, and she was little strict. Yes, she was little
It's like
strict.
she wasn't strict like she would beat you or anything like that. But
No.
it just seems that you know the way you wouldn't cross the line with a teacher.
Yeah. Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
Bondage wise, it wasn't great compared to my mother's mom. My maternal granny was more closer. My paternal one, I didn't have much rapport with her.
Okay. Okay. It's not giving me a horrible feeling, but it's just not. It's not as loving as the other one.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have some big memories of playing with water with someone in spirit?
Could you please come again, Grace?
I'm just getting this picture of water and fun there. Was there some memory of that?
Some memory of
Of playing in water?
playing in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I love playing in water.
Okay, so there's memories of that. Somebody in spirit, I'm not sure who, is telling me about these memories of playing in water and lots of fun and smiling and screaming. I can hear children screaming. You talk to your lovely grandma all the time, your nanny.
Yes, yes.
You talk to her all the time. She says that she's around you a lot of the time. Did you recently trip up? Oh, you might not have fallen over, but she's tripped.
I tripped? No, I haven't.
Okay. Why is she showing me tripping up then? Did she trip up a lot? Well, I don't understand what this is.
She might have my here this is interesting. My father's mother, my paternal grandmother, she tripped up and she had broken hip joint, and she suffered throughout for 4 or 5 years, and she passed away with the same issue.
Okay. Do you know what I think it is? There's lots of people
Okay.
come in
Okay.
all at the same time, and I'm just
Yes.
struggling a bit to work out who's who. Is there anything that you want to ask your nanny?
My paternal or maternal granny is more closer to me, and paternal I am not close to her, not attached so much. So maybe to my maternal granny, I want to ask, is there any message for me?
Okay. She's just saying to me that she's really proud of what you've achieved.
Mhm.
She says that you've worked really hard. You studied so hard, and she's really proud of you. Do you have 2 certificates for something? She's saying to me that there's 2 things that you've achieved, but you've got paper for that, if that makes sense.
Yes, certificate is surprising, Grace. I recently got my double master's degree in psychology. Earlier, I had completed my master's in MBA, so 2 certificates. Interesting.
Yes, and she says that you could play a bit more,
Okay.
like showing me like football or fun. You've spent a lot of time studying and working hard.
Okay.
You could do with some fun. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
She's just showing me you playing football, but I don't know that it is football. I think she's just showing me
My
fun.
school life, I used to play football. Right now, I can bring in certain activities in my life for sure.
She's just so proud of you. She's saying to me, where's the photograph gone? Did you have a photograph of her and it's not there anymore, or it's moved, or?
Her photographs, I don't have any right now. In my hometown, I have a photograph in my hometown where my parents.
Oh, okay. That's what she must mean then, because she's saying to me, where's the photographs gone?
Okay.
So you haven't got none there. It's just she's so proud. She says that you used to follow her,
Mm-hmm.
and now she follows you.
Okay.
And she just says that she's really proud of the life that you're building for yourself. You've worked hard and you'll reap the rewards of that.
Wow.
I don't know if you have, or maybe somebody else in the family has it, but it's like is it a little piece of jewelry that was hers? I don't know, it looks like it's on a chain.
Yeah, my mom should have, I guess.
Okay. I feel like mummy has it all in one place. You know, it's not here, there and everywhere. If her stuff is in one place, does mummy keep it in a box or something? I don't know.
Could be, Grace, because I don't follow up so much about this.
Of course. Is there anything else you want to ask her?
Anything else I want to ask her?
Oh,
just yeah. Yes, go ahead.
She says that there's a project that you're planning. I don't think it's done. You're planning it, she says.
Yes.
And she says that it's in the final stages. It isn't quite finished.
Yes.
But she says that you're on the right track with that.
Okay, thank you.
And she says that that success is yours.
Wow, that's great. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, is there anything else you want to ask her?
Yeah, anything she wants to convey to my mom, that is her daughter.
Straight away, I feel like she's showing me tears. So mummy must still miss her.
Yes.
Because, yes, and see, this is again, she's showing me this birthday. So the birthday is coming here.
No idea, Grace, because in their period, recording the birthdays were not there. So we don't have any idea that when these people were born, which month, which year, which date. So there was no records maintained. Yeah.
Mummy, when you ask mummy though, because I think mummy will know what's
No, unfortunately, no one remembers that. Neither my granny nor my mom have their date of birth recorded. Grace.
Okay. Well, then there's a celebration coming because she's showing me a cake, which is my sign for a celebration. But I don't know that this is your celebration. This is what Nanny is telling to mummy.
Okay.
There's a celebration coming. I see people dancing, happy, smiling, traditional clothes. So it could be a wedding. I don't know, but there's
maybe my brother's wedding. We are planning to get him married. Maybe he's gonna get married soon.
okay.
We are looking for matches, but nothing confirmed yet.
Okay, but she says that she would be there. Okay. She would like that. She would have, when she was here, she would have enjoyed weddings.
Awesome.
Yeah. She's feeling to me happy where she is, and she comes to visit often. Somebody, I don't know if this is you or mummy, but somebody senses her around. You know, when you turn round, you feel like someone's behind you.
I remember her a few at times, and in fact, last week also I was remembering her, Grace.
Yeah. You can feel that she's around. So where mummy lives, is it quite dusty? Does the wind blow up the dust?
Yeah, yes, it is little dusty because of various house constructions and around. Yes, it is little dusty place, yeah.
Okay, so can you tell mummy that she's saying to me, when the dust blows up, like seemingly out of nowhere, that's her.
Oh, okay.
That's what she's doing. So she wants, this is her way of showing that she's around.
Okay.
Not like a big lot of wind comes. It's almost like the dust just comes up.
Okay.
And that's how you tell mummy that that's how she knows she's around. Because I don't feel like mummy senses her quite as much as you do. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's gone quiet now.
Thank you. That was my first medium reading, and it was amazing, Grace. I was surprised. It was a beautiful, I'm sure audience who are watching this demo also would have enjoyed. This is where the evidence comes, we don't know each other, and you're doing this reading and you're talking to me and giving me all the details. I was like shocked. 2 certificates just last month I got my master's in psychology, Grace. I was like, oh my God, where did this message come? That's amazing.
It's like you've now, you've done the hard work, but now the work begins, if that makes sense. That's the sense that I got.
Oh, Grace, that makes sense a lot. So, Grace, here's my next question related to this demonstration and all that. Can a person learn these skills through books, and or else is it better to choose a teacher who has experience and helps a student to learn these abilities? What is your suggestion?
I think that books have a good place, because if you can't find a teacher, then a book can help you, can't it? Reading about other people's experiences and how they learn. But there's no comparison to finding a teacher, because it's just so interactive. For me, I don't teach what a book says. I teach what spirits say. So all the people that I teach, it's so individual, because we're all individual, if that makes sense. You know, I can teach you my way, but you will find your own way through listening to my way, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because what it says in a book isn't right for everyone. So for an example, my symbol, if you like, for a birthday or a celebration is a cake.
Okay.
That's what I see. And so you might see a cake, or you might see a birthday card, or wedding bells, or do you see what I mean? We're all going to see different, because we're all different. So if a book says the colour red means love, it might mean love, but if I was reading for you and I saw red, it could mean anger, love, passion, so many different things. So I think it's better to find a teacher. Yes. But if you can't, then a book is a good substitute. It's something, isn't it? And that's what we need. We need something to open us up, whether that's a teacher or a book. Or your spirit guide, you know, find your spirit guide and you don't need a book. It sounds so easy, doesn't it?
Yes,
And I know it's a long journey, and but you know, you have to put the work in. You have to. Spirit is not going to just land it all in one go, because it would knock you over. You know, Spirit will teach you one thing at a time. So you might start with vision, then you might hear, then you might smell. Because if you imagine having all that in one go, they'd probably put you in the funny farm, wouldn't they? Because you just wouldn't be able to cope.
Okay. And
so yeah, books are good, but pictures are better.
Yeah. Nothing can replace teachers through that, because teacher comes, it is a live interaction. And someone whom I asked the same question for something else, she said, Nizam, yes, books have information, but books don't speak directly to you, and you have different experiences.
Yeah, because if I'm teaching somebody, they can tell me what they're seeing, and then I can interpret that and help them. Books can't do that.
Okay. So, Grace, you are telling that if a person closes their eyes and sees something, you can interpret that.
Yeah.
You help people.
Because people to see, because you sometimes you'll close your eyes and you'll see something psychically and you'll be able to interpret it. But sometimes you'll see it and you won't be able to.
Okay.
So, you know, just through my experience, and that's all I've got. I haven't got a special gift. I've just worked really hard to develop it.
Amazing. Right. So, Grace, this is interesting. A lot of people, even some of my students say, Nizam, I see some white light, I see some symbol, or I see some dreams. Yet I never knew that these things can be interpreted by, a psychic reader. So let's do something, Grace. I'm gonna close my eyes now, and I I would can you please help me, like, what is that interpretation, Grace?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay. So, uh, Chris, here is my experience, which I often do, even while working with my clients also. I see a pair of eyes, and also at times I listen to a female voice giving me messages. So,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, female voice, I don't know who, it's not someone whom I know physically. It
Okay.
it's spirit, or I don't know, but it is not for sure whom I know in the physical form or related to me, but I see this pair of eyes and a female voice guiding me. It's not clear. Sometimes I listen my name. I could clearly hear the name, like, calling me Nizam. Sometimes I get message and it perfectly matches. Wow, I feel like, wow, how do I know? How come I got the message that I wanted? So could you please interpret that to me?
Okay. So just so you don't know her name, or you don't know anything about her, nothing, but you can you sense her around you? Can you feel her? Or is this all what's just going on in here?
I could at times sense her, Grace, outside me. Sometimes
Yeah.
I just listen to her voice in my head, and I could see this pair of eyes. Or mostly, sometimes, I see her fully, yet I'm not able to clearly see her, but I could feel her. I could
Okay.
sense her.
Good. To be able to feel is something that, as a psychic and a medium, you really do need to develop that,
Okay.
because it's an extra way other than just the vision. Do you see what I mean? So you so just close your eyes again,
Mhm.
and you can feel her around. Yeah.
I could, yes.
Yeah. So now just ask her what her name is. And the very first thing that comes to your mind, don't search for it, just let it come.
No, I'm not able to get any name, Grace.
Just let it come. Don't push it, don't pull it. And don't look for logical neither. Just whatever comes to your mind. Allow it to come. Just let it come in.
Now, I could sense some female around me and a pair of eyes, yet the picture is not clear and not able to uh, get the name. But I could feel her presence.
Okay. So does she feel like your guide?
I feel always being protected, and I feel like could be she is my guide. Grace, not sure if she is my spirit guide, but yes, I do get messages from her in my dreams at times.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
spirit often use your dreams if they can't, if you're not believing during your waking hours, they will use your dreams because
okay.
you kind of believe that more sometimes.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Maybe over the next few days when you meditate, you could ask for her name.
Okay.
But it's really important to try and close your mind off and just accept what they say. Because if I'd never done that, I wouldn't know Ziggy now, would I?
Yes. Yes.
Just that acceptance. But I think that's what spirit are trying to do by what you've seen. So you know that when she's around, you're going to feel her. You're
Mhm.
going to see these pair of eyes. So that's her showing you it's her.
Okay.
Because I think what will happen is you'll get her, you'll receive her name, and then you won't need to see the eyes.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. Great.
Yeah, I think that's what spirit are trying to do, get you in touch with your guide.
You're there in UK. I'm here in India. I'm just closing my eyes, and you're able to, you know, connect, and it's awesome. Grace, such a beautiful, sciences. These are like, mediumship, psychic reading. So gifted we are. Like we are not alone. We are protected. We are guided.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
How beautiful it is, Grace.
It is. But you know, the best part about it is listening to yourself,
Yes.
using your intuition. And if you use your intuition and you use, because you know, your guides are trying to help and talk to you all the time. And if you can connect with them, your life will be amazing because you'll be guided through everything. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have hard times, but with the connection to your spirit guides, it will be a lot easier.
Okay.
That's why for me, it is one of the most important things, is to make that connection with your guide. And you can do that just over your next few meditations. I am 100% sure you'll receive the name. And you know, doing this film, and it's a bit of pressure, isn't it, for you?
Yes, yes, I agree. Yes,
So
this is getting recorded. I'm not all by myself. And yes,
that's it.
good.
But you,
Right, yes, Grace. See, that's the difference between having, in front of me a teacher with rich experience who has guided so many people so that you got, yes.
absolutely.
And Grace, could you please recollect any of the memorable, incidents where you have helped your clients through mediumship, and that you remember? Some, of course, you have thousands of, readings and all that in past 3 decades. Yes, yet there could be some memorable cases that you have helped your clients with. So could you please share some of those?
So I do, well, not so much because of COVID, but public demonstrations. So there's me and then there's an audience. And a few years ago, I was doing a demonstration in Lincolnshire, and I hadn't worked there very often, and it was a big crowd, it was a big audience. So I was a little bit nervous, but you kind of get onto the stage and then the nerves go because you connect to spirit. And I was drawn to this lady. It was a man that was in spirit, and I was drawn to her. And you do get quite a few skeptics. Most people are believers, but you do get the skeptics.
Yes.
And I went to her, and this man was giving messages to her. He was saying his age, how he passed, and she was going, no, 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 no. She really had a barrier. And I thought, oh. So I left her and went over to give a message to someone else, and he kept drawing me back. And I was giving more information, and she's going, no, no. And in the end, there was a couple of friends in the audience. People were getting quite angry with her because she was coming across really quite rude. And then, so I left, went away. Then he drew me back there, and I kept going. And I was almost on the verge of tears because I was just, and as well, it was almost like it wasn't doing my reputation any good, you know? But I went back, and then he brought, she was sitting with two other women, and he brought the other two women in, and he said, I know the other two, and he said they're all related, which I said to her, and then brought them in. And then they started talking amongst themselves, saying, oh, she's not very good, is she? And oh, it was absolutely awful. The rest of the audience, the whole energy changed in the room. It was horrible. And in the end, he gave just that one piece of information that switched them. And he said to me, he told me his name, and he told me that he always had his shirt hanging out. And it was something that they always said to him, tuck your shirt in, tuck your shirt in. And they all started to cry. And it was so emotional. They sobbed because it was their dad, but their resistance was what stopped them. And as soon as they realised, he said to me, they're my daughters, there was 3 of them, and they all broke down. So it was all right in the end.
Yes.
But it was hard work.
And
But that's
this,
what happens when you have resistance.
yes, so beautiful. And that too, you travel across the country and, different places to demonstrate, public demonstration, where it really needs how much faith people, you're ready to demonstrate. Some people come they would say that nothing wrong of being a person being skeptic. Yet if someone says no, then how do you deal with? Sometimes did you in the beginning of your career, and how did you manage yourself? Like if someone is no, I don't believe this. No, this is all trash. This is all fake.
I used to want to prove it.
Okay.
And so I would work harder and harder and harder to prove it. And often some people just will not see. So now, after all these years, I just let them be. Yes. If they don't believe, they don't believe. That's their thing, not mine.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. But I did go, when I was young, I wanted to prove it to the world,
Because it's been quite a long journey. You might have definitely have had encountered such people who might not have believed.
Oh,
yes. Even this interview also, whoever watches, I don't expect that everyone believes it. And someone would. The reason behind this interview series, Grace, I want to remove misconceptions about these beautiful modalities. People have all this black magic, influence, casting these spells. No, friends, see how beautifully one can get benefited, can get messages from their loved ones, or find certain answers which generally are not available elsewhere.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
And Grace, there is one more word that keeps on, we keep on hearing here and there, trans mediumship. So could you please explain what exactly this trans mediumship is all about?
Trans mediumship is where you just say it was me. You you have to clear yourself. So you can't be thinking about the television or driving to work or the kids or anything. You have to be clear, and you have to be the same really to do mediumship and psychic. You know, you have to find that place of where it's clear, and then a spirit, say one of your family or whoever you would be reading for, would then enter my body and then talk through me.
Oh, that's when the voice changes and all that happens?
Sometimes your voice changes, or it's not always a big obvious change.
Okay.
And sometimes an accent will come through.
Okay.
You know, so it will be because spirits still have to use my voice box.
Yes.
It will sometimes it's when Ziggy has spoken through me, he's got a bit of an accent that he uses, and I think that's not because he has an accent, because he never had a body, but so that people can see the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
So one more question, Grace, like, you know, these learning psychic abilities or learning how to do mediumship and all that, do you see it is different to learn directly with the teacher in presence and online learning? Do you see the difference?
I think one-to-one in the same room is better if you can.
Yes.
But I've taught people online before and it works really well. It's just that I have a box of tools that I would use if I was teaching you here.
Okay.
It's just that if it's online, you kind of have to get your own tools, but I tell people what to get.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Because it's mostly psychic ability is just practice.
Okay.
You just have to put the work in.
Just like that, because you know you came from where you were to where you are. Definitely, it is practice that makes sense.
It is. I spent my life working for spirit. I have, and I've worked hard, and it isn't easy always. It's frustrating.
Yes.
But if you keep going, you'll get there. It's like anything, isn't it? You know, you work hard, you can achieve what you want to achieve.
Beautiful. I love this statement that you said, I spent my life.
Yeah. I have.
Beautiful. And that brings closure to this beautiful conversation with you, Grace. So it was very heartfelt conversation. I really love having interacting with you. Earlier, I did do certain interviews, and this was the first time where a demonstration was recorded related to psychic abilities. And yes,
Oh,
it was wonderful, Grace. So, friends, uh, whoever is watching this wanted to learn these beautiful modalities. So, Grace is having rich experience of decades, where you know you could have understood this line when she said she has invested her life into this. Like name Grace, so are you, Grace. Such a beautiful, with a lot of patience, you answered all these questions, and I hope definitely these will remove the myths around these beautiful subjects.
that would be good, wouldn't it? We would have achieved something then, wouldn't
Yes,
we?
at least few people get benefited and remove the misconceptions. It is not always like what is shown in the movies.
No,
It
and
is
you
different.
know, I'm a psychic medium, but I'm a mum. I
Yes.
peg the washing out. I make the tea. I take my daughter to work.
Yes.
It's just a normal life.
True. Thank you very much, Grace. I love this interaction. Thank you once again.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.